Coach, what do you think expectations are going into the season?
Well, obviously, a lot of people, we lost a lot off last year. We were 28-5, had a great year, best record in school history. I just want these guys to know that there's no days off. Um, are we as talented as last year's team? Not even close. Can we work as hard? Yes. I think with them knowing every day in practice that they got to bring it, that you can't practice one day hard and try to make up for it for the next day when you take a day off. That's not how it works. You've got to get in the habit of working hard every single day, and this group is starting to get it. Our guard play obviously is going to be great. At the guard spot, we're very deep, but just from one man to 15, having them come to work every day and taking no days off, just trying to get better every day.
And then you all lost a lot off last year's team. What do you think you're going to have to do differently to kind of replace that?
Well, I mean, it's very hard to replace, Daquan Boyd at the point, and then Mikael McKay on the wing, and then William Bryant. I mean, you're talking about three All-Staters right there. I mean, Will was top 5 in rebounding and stayed, and then Daquan was probably the truest point guard I've ever coached. It was like having a coach on the floor. So obviously, it's going to be very hard. Jalen Sanford's going to step in, and I think he can do a great job. I think he's very underrated. I think he's one of the better on the ball defenders in the state, not just in the city, in the state. I think he can totally change the game. And when I got him in the summer, I really only got him for like 4 weeks. So now I've got a whole, 2.5 months with them, so I can actually get them in my system and they can go through it. I think we'll be fine though. It's so hard to, because you don't have a lot of experience. Like I said, we only have 2 starters off last year's team, Jalen and Jamon. But James Yates played some big minutes, and then Isaiah Armstrong also played some big minutes. And then obviously with Justin and Damon coming along, they're going to help also. Trey Stott's a kid nobody knows about. He's a junior. He's going to play the 2 guard a lot for us, shoots the lights out. I mean, prime example, he brings it every day in practice for me. He didn't play varsity at all last year. Really, it was a commitment kind of thing, and this year he's been committed. He's been showing up to everything. He wins every sprint just about, and I mean he's going to surprise a lot of people. I'm very excited about him because, like I said, a lot of people don't know about him. So obviously they'll know about him now, but I'm very excited for him also.
And then as a first-year head coach, what kind of systems are you looking to run, offense and defense?
Well, obviously we want to speed the tempo up. I'm big on you got to be able to play both paces. You got to be able to play fast, but you also, when you need to slow it down and run something to get a good possession, to get a bucket or two, you've got to be able to play that pace also. Obviously, we're going to speed people up. That's what we want to do. That's my forte. But also, if the game comes down to it where I got to slow it down, or if we're playing against a team, obviously, who strives in an up-tempo type of pace, we want to slow them down, we'll be able to. I think to build a great program, you've got to be able to do both. And obviously, there's been a couple programs in the city that's been able to do that. Play first, fast, yes, but if we need to, we'll slow it down also.
Okay. And then you kind of talked to me a little about raising the GPA. What are you doing to kind of?
Well, we have a weekly progress report that goes out every week. With the GPA is going to go up next year from 2.0 to 2.3 for Division I, Division II, and I don't know, I can't remember if it's Division III. That's bad of me, but I think so. It's also Division III. We'll do a progress weekly report, and then we have study skills. Obviously, because the gym issue here, we share a gym. Not only with girls, we have 3 more middle school teams that we share 2 gyms. So you're thinking 8 teams through 2 gyms. So in our small gym, we just try to give that to the middle school program, and then the varsity teams for girls and boys basketball try to do the big gym. So on the days that we go second, we'll have study skills. We'll watch film for an hour, and then we'll go to the weight room for an hour. That's something I'm very big on. A lot of people, if they're just barely passing or barely eligible, that's not good with me. Because I'm setting you up for failure. We got a couple kids that can play college basketball, obviously, and then we got a couple young guys who's good also. So when you hammer that in early, it can obviously become a habit to have good grades and have good ACT scores. We have a guy here a lot of people don't know about. His name's Mr. Short. That's all he does is ACT stuff. And he takes it every year to see what they change, and he works for U of L, and that's all he does. He teaches you what to look and how to take the ACT. And our guys who take the ACT or seniors do that 2 times during the week till they take the ACT, and then our juniors who will take it in March will do it every day that we go second. So that's kind of a good thing that we have it more, because a lot of schools don't have that. And I know when I was in school, I would love to have that, because me and you both probably knew, we stressed about the ACT, because if you don't have a good ACT score, you're not getting to school, plain and simple. So that's a bonus about coming to Moore also. And also we have the medical magnet in the back, which also is good. You got to have a certain GPA also to be in that. So we've got a lot of good things outside athletics going on here, which we're very excited about also with athletics. So.
And who do you think is going to have to step up and lead the team this year?
Jalen, obviously, he's going to control the game. When the ball is in his hands, he can be lights out and very good. Isaiah Armstrong will be good because he's more vocal than Jalen. The thing about Isaiah is he just works hard every day. He's very vocal in practice. If somebody's not playing hard, he gets in them. He's that tough, gritty guy that every team needs. Obviously, though, Jalen, Jamon, them having good years, but also they also bring it every day in practice. So I'm very excited. We're very young. Obviously, we're going to have 5 seniors, and then we'll have 7 juniors. So next year we'll have 7 seniors. Sophomore class is small, but I'm very excited from the overall program because our 8th grade team is also really good. They played the other day and won. They beat No by 20-something points. So my main thing is to keep those guys here and build off that. But I'm very excited with the program and where it's at. And like I said, we'll be inexperienced, and I think we'll struggle a little bit in the beginning, just simple fact that we're so young. But I think towards the end of the year and them developing habits, because I'm very big on developing habits in basketball because it's the game of it. In pressure situations, you become your habits, plain and simple. Any basketball coach will tell you that. And right now it's me a lot of teaching and me hammering these habits in, because a lot of these kids, like I said, we got a lot of new faces that hasn't been coached, in a year. So it's it's repetition, it's developing habits, and I think we'll be good. It's just giving them time, and obviously the season starts in 2 weeks. It'll be here before you know it. The next thing you know, you'll be at the LIT, doing interviews. But I think we'll be fine. It's just getting them in my system, getting them what I expect of them, bringing it every day, playing with effort every day, and I think we'll be fine, because once they get into the mode of what I'm asking for towards the end of the season, we'll be good.
And then what tournaments are you all thinking you're going to play in?
We are playing in the Best in Hoots in Oldham County, which is a great tournament Coach Holland does out there. He's a good friend of mine. I believe they have like Manual, North Hardin, Eastern, Central, us, Southern, a couple of our county teams, which is always a good tournament out there. And then we're playing in, I think it's the Bob Weddick Memorial in Richmond, Indiana, like we talked about earlier. We open up in that against Columbus North, who is one of the top 25 teams in Indiana in Class 4A. So I tell our guys, it's not as big as the King of the Bluegrass, but it's 16 teams, and it's very similar to that type of atmosphere. You play in a school in Richmond, Indiana, where it seats 8,000, and there's a crowd every other game. So I think it'll be a great test for our guys to not only go up there and play, get some great quality Indiana basketball. You're not going to play against too many better teams than that. So we're very excited to play in that also. So yeah, those are the 2 tournaments we're playing in.
And then you're in 6th region, which is going to be really tough this year.
Yeah.
Who are some of the teams you all are looking at that you're going to have to?
Well, obviously Bullitt East will be picked to win it. They very well coached. Coach Barr does a great job. They return a lot of experience. When you play in 2 regional finals, that's a lot of experience. Plus, they've won a ton of ball games, and then also PRP. Obviously, Coach Mabry does a good job. They have a great team every year. They do a great job of speeding you up, and they just have athlete after athlete after athlete. And then, like we talked earlier, 3 through 8, it's kind of like pick them and choose them kind of. Those 2 are top heavy with, in the region, and then you got everybody else. And, last year it was us, Bullitt East, and PRP, and then you had a couple more teams. Like I said, it was really J-Town was better than I thought people thought they were. But it's, other than them 2, it's really wide open from when you look down. But obviously there's some good coaches in here with Coach Morrow getting at Iroquois and Coach Mormon over at Western. There's also some new faces, and then Coach Jones at Southern. There's new faces everywhere. But I think the region with J-Town and Moore and Fern Creek coming over, I think, is definitely strengthening the region, and Bullitt East obviously is strengthening it, and them getting better every year. But yeah, Bullitt East is definitely a team to beat. It's tough when you've got sophomores who they've had who's played in the regional final for 3 years or 2 years straight, and then they could be a third. So, and then obviously Derek's a load inside. Anytime you get 6'9" down there, it's tough, especially with not a lot of size, and then PRP's obviously got a lot of size, but they're quick also. But I mean, those two are the two teams that I think will be picked to win our region, and they should because they played in the regional final the last 2 years, so in their return experience. But Bullitt East obviously will be very good.